October 10th, 2010. This date was the day that My Little Pony Friendship is Magic made its debut. And little did anybody know at the time the amazing, incredible movement, the amazing, awesome fandom that would grow as a result of that show. October 10th, 2019 marked the date of the final episode. 9 seasons, 10 full years, well, 9 full years of the show. And just recently, October 10th, 2025 marked the anniversary of MLP FIM. And that is what I'm here to talk about today. Hey guys, Ranger here. Welcome back to another video. And this is actually one of 2 videos that I want to do talking about MLP in honor and in celebration of the show's 15th anniversary. I guess you could also say this marks the 15th anniversary of the MLP fandom as well. It's so crazy that this show, that we have now celebrated the 15th anniversary of MLP. It's really crazy to think that it's been around now for 15 years. That's quite a long time. Not as long as some other shows, of course. I mean, you have other shows like Danny Phantom and Kim Possible and such that have been around longer, sure. But still, it's hard to believe that 15 years have already passed. And it's also hard to believe that I've been in this fandom now as long as I have. When I first started watching MLP, it was about 2011. It was about 2011 when I first started watching MLP. I remember the episode that I caught on TV was Look Before You Sleep. And the episode just impressed me as a whole. The character designs, the voice acting, the music, the animation, just the whole diversity with the characters, with Twilight being like a little geek, a little nerd, a little book nerd, Applejack being a country girl, and Rarity being a sophisticated lady. It was just so interesting to see these 3 characters from 3 different backgrounds having a sleepover. The voice acting just really fit the characters. The music was fun. The jokes were quirky and comical. The character designs were cute and fun, and everything just impressed me with the show. But I remember thinking to myself, I cannot believe I'm watching My Little Pony. And little did I know what was to come later on. After catching that episode, I started watching a little bit more of the show on TV, and just after a couple of episodes, I really started liking the show. I found that the storytelling held up, the character personalities and the music held up, and I just started watching the show. And I quickly moved into the next, what I refer to as the next phase of being a fan, which was having enough interest in the show and the characters to start looking up information on it. And that's whenever I discovered that Lauren Faust, who did Powerpuff Girls, was behind the show. I also started looking up fan art and fan fiction, and that quickly led me to discovering the Brony fandom, the whole MLP fandom as a whole. And I remember just being so impressed. I was just shocked by it, at the amount of people that were loving the show. And then I started seeing all the fan art and the fan fiction and the music and the animation, and I was just impressed. My mind was just blown by the sheer creativity and love and passion that this fandom had. And to this day, that is still something that my mind is still just blown, and I've always loved about this fandom, was that creativity and that drive and passion behind it. The amount of creativity that this fandom has shown, and the talent behind amazing fan fiction, fan art, fan music, fan animation, and then multiple conventions created by people, and it's just amazing, and it continues to blow my mind even today, 15 years later. But when I started watching the show and I discovered the fandom, I remember I didn't outright admit that I was a brony at the time. I was what was referred to as a closet brony. I didn't admit that I was a full on. I didn't admit that I was a full on brony. But I started watching the show, and I started catching more episodes of the show, and and my interest in it developed more to that. I was way more excited to catch the show on TV and was putting forth effort to actually watch it. And before long, I decided, you know what? I think it was about 2012, very early 2012, I think it was. I decided, you know what? I'm a brony. I just said, you know what? I don't remember the episode, but I remember the day that I just decided, okay, you know what? I am a brony. And that's when I moved into the final, what I refer to as the final stage or phase, stage 5 of being a fan, which is, to me, being a creative fan. That's whenever I started writing fan fiction. And that's whenever I created the name Ponyville Ranger, and I started writing fan fiction. And I started out with Racing Heart's Rainbow Dash's story, Daring Do and the Cascade of Gloom, Rhythm of Heart's Vinyl Scratch's story. And those are just the 3 stories. I did write several other stories after that, but those are the 3 stories that I kind of started with. But I remember I started doing that, and I started watching other reactors on YouTube, and I started seeing people react to the episodes. And that's what gave me the inspiration. Like, I started watching other people in the fandom at the time, and people like, oh my gosh, let's see, there was Alex Side, Big Rob, Andy Reacts, Brony Monster, Blue Star Brony, Pie Slacker Swag, Johnny Fireflame, I think it was. And these were just some of the people off the top of my head that I remember watching. And I remember these guys gave me the inspiration to start doing reactions on my channel. And I remember we commented on each other's videos a few times. And I remember it kind of felt like we were our own little group, you know, like it was just so amazing because you were kind of at the start, like at the very beginning of this wonderful thing. And like there was so much love and so many open hearts and so much kindness. And it was just wonderful to see so many wonderful and kind people, and so many fun people. Equestria Reflection. That was another. I remember, like I remember it felt like we were our own little group, you know, like we were our own little group, kind of just us in a way. And you know, it was just so amazing that how the fandom brought so many people together. And I remember before that, like my channel was initially, I wanted my channel to be a joint channel between myself and a cousin, and I wanted us to react to the episodes together. We did only one episode, though. We only did one reaction, and that was to the first episode of Season 3, The Crystal Empire. And after that, he got into a relationship and tossed me aside, and really not just me, most of his whole family in general. And so that was very early 2013, and so my channel went into, even though I just created my channel basically, my channel went into hiatus, and it was very early 2014 whenever I really started doing videos, and I started doing reactions again. I mean, really started doing reactions then in 2014, and that's really when my channel started. So I always say that 2014 was really whenever my channel started. And I remember I started doing reactions to the 4th season, I think about halfway through the 4th season. And after that, I started doing reactions to all the episodes of the show. And it was just so crazy. I mean, it's been a crazy ride, but it's been wonderful. It really has. And I remember whenever the final episode was about to air in October of 2019, I remember being nervous because I knew it was the final episode of the show. And I remember part of me didn't want to watch it because it just kind of I thought if I never watch the episode, then it never ends. But at the same time, I knew I needed to, because that would finish the book. That would finish it. And so I did watch the episode, and it felt like, we, just like at the end of the actual episode, like we were closing the book. We were closing the whole book, all those chapters. We were closing the book on the show and on that chapter of the fandom. And, you know, I can honestly say, all these years, I am still 100% a Brony. I've never left the fandom, and I am still here in this fandom. I love this. I still love MLP. I still love the fandom, and I still love the creativity and the passion behind the fandom, and all the talent that is here in this fandom. And I mean, just look. I mean, obviously, like, you have this amazing artwork of my OC that is highlighting this video for you. The video is narrated by me, but it's being highlighted by my OC, who's drawn by a very talented artist. Thank you so much again, by the way. It's amazing. I've always been just completely enamored by the creativity and everything behind the fandom. And watching all those people all those years ago, Alex Side, Big Rob, Pie Soccer Swag, Johnny Fireflame, Blue Star Brony, Equestria Reflection, Andy Reacts, watching all those people, I still remember that. And those guys, it was them and others. Like, I can't remember all the people that I watched, but those are the ones that I remember watching, like, the most. And they were the inspiration for me to start doing reactions on my channel. And I know, like, in the past 15 years, I know that there have been a lot of people that have left the fandom on every single front. I know there have been people that left the fandom. Some people left the fandom but continue to do other stuff, and some left the fandom and just stopped doing stuff altogether in general. I know that, and some of the like a lot of the people that I watched that gave me the inspiration are no longer doing videos, and some are no longer doing anything like that. They may still be active doing other things, and some just aren't doing anything in general. They just disappeared off the map. And I mean no disrespect whatsoever to these people. I mean, I still have respect for these people. I still care about these people, and I hope that they're all doing okay. And I wish you guys the best in whatever endeavors that you're doing. I hope you guys are doing okay, and I hope that you're still laughter, and I hope you're all still laughing and smiling like you were all those years ago whenever I knew you. And I wish you guys the best. I really do. I hope you guys are doing okay, and I hope that everything's okay with you. And, you know, I still love this fandom. And people can, like, for years, probably even since 2014, 2015, people have been saying that the fandom is dead. And even now, people still say the fandom is dead. But, you know, I want you to show me what documentation exists that says that you have to have so many people together in order to create a fandom. I've never seen such any document, and I want you to present it to me and show me if there's any such rule that says that you have to have 10 or 30 people to make a fandom. I don't know any such rule. The fact is, 1, 2 people can make a fandom. And there are way more than 1 or 2 people that is still doing MLP stuff. And I don't care what the naysayers say, this fandom is still here. No, it isn't as active as it was back in 2013, 2014, as it was 10 years ago. But then again, you look at other fandoms too, like Kim Possible, Danny Phantom, My Life as a Teenage Robot, and so forth. Those fandoms aren't as active as they used to be, no, but there's still fan art and fan fiction that is being, created. And so just because there isn't anything new that is being cranked out every single day doesn't mean that it's dead. Being dead means nothing is being done whatsoever. And believe me whenever I say there are still people doing stuff in the MLP fandom. Just like me, this video here is a part of the MLP fandom. And my channel is still based on MLP. I know I've done a lot of stuff on my channel that isn't related to MLP, but then I've said before that my channel is a reflection of me. There's more to me than just MLP. I don't just like MLP, I like other stuff too. And so I've always wanted my channel to be a reflection of that. You know, it's just like me. But at its core, my channel is still based in and on MLP because that's where it got its start. And my channel, my profile picture has always been my OC. And I love my OC. I'm proud of my OC. My OC, she's not just my OC, she's also my channel mascot. And I'm proud of my OC. Like, I honestly I can't imagine myself with any other type of OC. I can't. And I don't want one. If I started playing D&D and someone wanted me to create a character for it, I would just point to my OC and say, here. Obviously, they'd be like, that's a pony. I would be like, yeah, you're an orc. They're a Khajiit. You're a dog vampire thing. I mean, what's the harm in me being a pony, you know? Like, I'm proud of my OC. And my OC has always been my channel mascot. And, like, even if there are things that I do that aren't related to MLP on my channel, it doesn't mean that I'm not in the fandom anymore. I still love this fandom, and I still love MLP, and I'm still in this fandom. And people could say all they want, the fandom is dead. Okay, what are you expecting me to do then? Look, okay, even if the fandom was partially dead, so what of it? What do you expect me to do? Just quit? That's not going to happen, bro. Like, okay, if you're the type of person that as soon as your grandparents croak, as soon as you get home from the funeral, you yank down all their pictures and burn them because, hey, no point in keeping them around. They're dead, yo. Hey, if that's you, fine, you do you, but don't expect other people to have the same mentality as you. And actually, I would rather take a brick to the forehead than to have that mentality. But, like, I'm still here in this fandom, and anybody saying, yo, the fandom is dead, bro, congratulations, you just wasted your time. Like, even people that commented, if anyone were to comment on this video and say, bro, the fandom is dead, okay, what do you want me to do? I'm still in this fandom. You saying that isn't going to make me leave. So congratulations, you just wasted your time. Please file that on your tax return at the end of the year and try to get that time back that you wasted. You can't. You just wasted it. You could have found a song on YouTube that you would like in the time that you commented on that, man, and wasted your time. You could have been productive and, found a song you like. But I still love this fandom. Oh man, I actually want to do a video, like another video, talking about various memories that I have from being in the fandom and like the different special memories that I have. But I remember watching the show and whenever the 5th season started, and the fandom called it the season of feels, and then we watched the 6th season and the 7th and the 8th, and then we got to the 9th season and we knew it was the last season. And then of course in 2019 I got to go to my first ever MLP convention, BronyCon 2019, and man, it was lit. Oh man, it was so amazing. It was so awesome just being there in Baltimore. And I still hold that special to me, even though that was 6 years ago. That's still special to me. I still hold that dear to me. I still extremely frequently have memories of that and have flashbacks to that, both because I want to, but I never want to forget it. There's so much about that weekend that I want to remember. I want to remember everything, and even the smallest details, because it's special to me. And I still hold that dear to me. The entire experience, the whole thing. And it was just so amazing. And we have lost people in the fandom, sure, but that's normal. You can't have a fandom and not have, and sure, the fandom has also had its share of drama. You can't have a fandom without having some bad apples in it, or having some people leave. If anybody that thinks to themselves that they're going to create a fandom and no one will ever leave, there will never be bad apples in it, go ahead, try it. If you believe that, then allow me to show you the deed to the Chesapeake Bay Bridge that I have. Because that's just bullcrap. Like, you can't have any fandom. Every fandom has its share of drama. Every fandom has bad apples in it. And every fandom, you're going to have people that are going to come and go. That's just going to happen. Every fandom has its share of that. And people have tried to make fun of the MLP fandom over the years and try to make it sound bad and creepy and things like that. And again, people, like, that's just a fact. Some people just thrive on drama. They thrive on drama. They thrive on trying to make other people look bad. They thrive on trying to making people look bad and trying to build themselves up. There's a lot of people out there, and not just people on YouTube. There are people outside of YouTube that do the same thing. There are people in your family that do that. There are people in the workplace that do that. It's everywhere. It just so happens that those same people that love drama, that create drama, that are creepy, that are angry and bitter, it just so happens that, they have an interest in the same thing that you do. And so it just, whenever you know how those people are, you just try to avoid them. Just stay away from them. You just stay away from them. I can honestly say, for me, it's been wonderful being in the MLP fandom, and I can't say that every single memory that I have is great. There have been a couple of bittersweet moments, sure. But I will do my best not to let that detract from the overall grand experience that I have had in the fandom and take away that joy. Because I've had so much fun in the MLP fandom over the years, and there's still more stuff that I want to do MLP based or MLP wise. And I still remember, there's a lot of stuff that I remember, like buying, oh gosh, buying my first MLP shirts from, it was at the time, it was called We Love Fine. I think it's For Fans by Fans now, but at the time it was called We Love Fine, and that's where I bought my first MLP shirts. And I remember getting the shirts, and you could get like a free tote bag, and then I remember listening to the MLP music and seeing the MLP animations that people were doing, and reading fan fiction, and oh man, seeing other reactors, and like once I would do, like I would try, like I would never watch another reactor until I reacted to the episode myself, and then after I did the reaction, and then my reaction was up, then I would start watching others react to it, because it was always so much fun seeing others react to it and their different reactions to the different things that would happen, and hearing their commentary on it, and that always inspired me, and that's, I love doing reactions and reviews and on my channel, and I recently just started doing topic videos now too, and Lord willing, I want to keep doing that too. I do a little bit of gaming on my channel too, and I have thought about starting to try to do Twitch too, but like, and that channel would also, like, I would still do gaming, but it would still be like I would still be Ranger Bravo. It would still be my OC. It's incredible that the show has celebrated its 15th anniversary, and like, even now, like, it's so funny because there have been times that I've thought to myself that I felt in a way that I was kind of supposed to be, or destined to be, a part of the MLP fandom. I know that sounds crazy, but just hear me out for a moment. Like, I have seen the Good to Grow juice bottles in the store before at work, and they've had the MLP characters on it. They've had the characters from G4 and the characters from G5. I've seen the coloring books before, and one time some kid had left like a little charm bracelet that had unicorns on it. Not MLP based, but just unicorns on it in the aisle where I worked. And then another time there was like there was a unicorn sticker that a kid had put on the floor, and just conveniently, all in my workspace. And so these are just some of the things that I've seen. I've seen all of these things that just made me think to myself about MLP, and I've just started wondering. And after a few things like that, I started thinking, maybe that's telling me that the fandom is where I belong. Not that I ever wanted to leave, but it's like, if you wanted to know, hey, this is where you belong, and so I can still, like, there's never been a point where I've wanted to leave the fandom. I've always been a part of this fandom, and I love this fandom, and I love the creativity behind this fandom. And I mentioned in another video that I care about the preservation of the content within this fandom. I mean, everything. Fan fiction, fan art, music, animation, even reactions, reviews, analysis videos here on YouTube. Like, I believe in the preservation of all of it because it's a part of the fandom's history. Just one video, one fan fiction, to me, is a part of the fandom's history. Even now, it's a part of that. And, like, I do not believe in deleting my videos. I do not believe in deleting my videos, because whenever I do a video, I'm not doing a video just for fun. I'm doing that video for you guys. Just like this video here, and other videos pertaining to MLP and non-MLP videos. I'm doing that video for you guys. And if it's MLP related, including this video here, to me, this is a part of the fandom. I am giving this video to the fandom. This is, and it's not just the fandom's legacy, it's our legacy. All of the stuff that we've created over the years, fan fiction, fan art, music, animation, YouTube videos, they're all a part of our legacy too. My channel, all the videos that I've done with MLP are part of my legacy. And to me, everything acts as a time capsule because I can go back, scroll through my old videos, and see and think about what was going on in my life at the time that I watched that video. And it's awesome to go back to that, and that's why I believe in the preservation of content within the fandom, because it's not just, it's the fandom's legacy, it's history, but it's also ours too. And that's why I don't believe in deleting my videos. Now, there have been a few videos, like a few reactions, MLP reactions, that have been blocked worldwide because of YouTube's ever-changing content ID system, but that's not something that I could help. You know, I could not help that. It's not like I did it on purpose, but like, I do believe in the preservation of that. And like I said, even videos like this, I'm giving this video to you guys, and I'm giving this video to the fandom. Sure, I did the video, sure, it's my video, but I would feel like a complete jerk if I suddenly decided to delete this video or one of my other MLP videos. Like, what justification would I have for doing so? Because that's a part of my history. That's a part of the fandom's history. Even if it's a tiny part, like, I really don't consider the stuff that I've done to be a part of the fandom's history because I just feel so minuscule compared to other people. But still, at its core, I believe that it's still a part of the fandom's history because there are still people that can watch those videos even now, even newcomers to the fandom even now, and then we can go back and rewatch those videos years down the line. Lord willing, we can. And that's why I do believe in that preservation. And because it's not just about content, it's about the history, it's about the legacy that we're leaving behind. And you know, it's so funny because there are people that were, whenever I first joined the fandom, whenever I first started my channel, there were people that was already growing exponentially on YouTube and within the fandom, and they were all carrying the torch. And as time progressed, the torch was passed to other people, and now I feel like we ourselves have passed the torch to others. And you know, like, we're still here, and I feel like the torch was passed as the years progressed to newcomers in the fandom. And I know there are people that left the fandom as soon as the show ended back in 2019. I wish I could find it again, but I remember there was somebody that left a comment on the community section of my channel, and they said that once, I wish I could find it again, but they said that as soon as the show was over, they're leaving the fandom. Okay. You know, that's you. You know, do you carry that mentality to other things? Do you not listen to Elvis and refuse to listen to Elvis because he's dead? If your favorite band stopped making music, stopped touring, would you stop listening to them entirely? May as well go ahead. Since you're carrying that mentality, go ahead and carry it to other areas of your life. You know, once a family member is gone, just stop looking at photos of them, because what's the point? You know, just go ahead and carry that mentality to other areas of your life. Not just limit it to one thing. But, you know, I don't believe that. You know, I don't believe in that, I don't believe in being a bandwagon hopper, you know, and I never considered people like that to be true fans anyway, because a true fan, to me, continues to enjoy it even after it's over with. Like, Elvis has been gone, well, supposedly, depending on what you believe, for decades now. And I still enjoy Elvis's music, you know, and there are bands that no longer make music now, but it doesn't mean that you can't still enjoy them. And I remember someone did ask me, I made a mention that if you leave, that people that leave the fandom once the show is over with, you're not a real fan. And they responded back and they said, well, F you too. And I said, well, that's how I feel about other things. Like, do you stop listening to music? Do you stop listening to a band the moment they stop touring? Then you're not a real fan. Real fans continue to listen to them even after it's over. And, like, what about video games? Have you avoided Metal Gear Solid now because there hasn't been a Metal Gear Solid game since Phantom Pain? What about Banjo-Kazooie? You're like, well, I haven't played Banjo-Kazooie in years since Nuts and Bolts was the last one. Okay, man, that's you. You're a bandwagon hopper. But a real fan continues to enjoy it long after it's gone, long after it's over. And it's also like I kind of carry that mentality to other things. It's just like people that carry the honor and carry the memory of loved ones with them years and years later. Like that's what we do. We don't just forget our loved ones. We carry that memory with us. We carry their honor. We carry that and honor them. And that's, in a way, what I'm feeling, like MLP ended, and I feel like we're still carrying on the memory of that. We're honoring the show. We're honoring the people that made it. And we're also honoring the people that were here in the fandom in the early days. And we're still honoring the people that are still here. That's just how my mind works. And people, there might be somebody that would probably tell me that I'm like, that's just how my mind works, and I'm not apologizing for that. Like, I care about this fandom, I care about the creativity of this fandom, and I care about the people in this fandom. Even the people that are no longer here, And there have been people that have made fun of the fandom over the years, and there have people that have been bullied because they have been in this fandom. But, there have been a few people over the years that have tried to make fun of me because I've been in the fandom. But you're going to have bullies regardless. Like, that's just how people are. Like, you cannot make everybody happy, nor should you try. Real friends, real people will understand you for you, and, even if it's something that they don't have an interest in, they'll still like you, support you, as long as what you're doing is not terrible or bad or get you or somebody killed, But still, I care about this fandom. I love this fandom, and I'm still here. And it has been a crazy ride. It has been a crazy ride. And G4 may have ended, and we do have G5 now. And some people like it, some people don't. I haven't seen it yet, but I can honestly say I'm very open to it. I've actually looked at a couple of the MLP G5 comics, and I think it's cute. I do. Is it on the same level as G4? No, but I don't expect it to be, nor should I expect it to be. G5 is supposed to be different. Like, I cannot, nor should I, listen to a new rock group and expect them to be along the lines of Kiss or AC/DC or whomever. I can't do that because it's not fair. It's selling them short, and it's putting the other bands on too high a pedestal that nobody else will be able to match. And that's not right. It's not fair. I should be open-minded to give this new band a try and let them grow in their own way and carve their own path, not expect them to be a carbon copy of another band. And that's how I feel about MLP G5. I should not expect it to be a carbon copy of G4. It should be its own thing. And if I don't like it, I don't like it. If I do like it, I do like it. Like, the people that don't like it, fine. I respect that if you can look at it from a level-headed, genuine, and honest critique way. But if you just don't like it because it's not what G4 is, then again, you put G4 on a pedestal and you're going to sell so much stuff short and not like anything because it will never compare. You're not giving anything else time to grow or room to grow or grow into its own thing. Like, you could have a favorite author or a favorite artist, a favorite musician, and once again, if you compare everything to them, you're never giving them a chance to be their own person, to do their own thing, and enjoy their works for what they are. And that's how I feel about G5. Like, it's its own thing. It should be. And I shouldn't go into it expecting G4. I should expect its own thing and give it that open-mindedness, because If I had not have been open-minded, I wouldn't be here now, because I would have never given G4 a chance, and I wouldn't be here now. So in my mind, G5 deserves the same open-minded chance that I gave G4. And I don't want to look at it and say, well, it's not G4, so I don't like it. That's, to me, is not a good enough reason, because that's, again, putting G4 on a pedestal, and nothing else will be able to compare. I'm selling everything short. You know, that's how I feel about it. If you don't like it because of genuine and level-headed, lighthearted critique pertaining to character, pertaining to story development, plot points, character development, character personalities, then I can understand it. Sure, that's a genuine and open-minded perspective and genuine critique. Sure, I can respect that. But just looking at it like, I don't like it because it's not G4. Again, how much music have you turned away because, how many artists have you turned away because they're not like an artist that you like? How many authors have you turned away because they're not on the same level as this other author? I don't believe in that tunnel vision kind of view. I just don't. And so I do want to try, hopefully, Lord willing, dive into G5. I'm still working on the MLP Pony Life. And then there's the animated show or shows of G5, which I have to do after I do the film. But anyway, but I really wanted to make a video and just kind of reminisce a little bit, you know, like, I still remember, like I said, I don't want to talk a lot about the memories, because I want to do a video dedicated just to the memories that I have. But you know, I just remember one thing that really stands out to me is, like, one song that I heard in the fandom years ago, and I'll talk more about this in another video pertaining to it. But it was basically reflecting on the future. It was looking at it from, it was a song that was kind of looking back on the past. And I remember a cousin and I, the same cousin that dipped on me about 12, 13 years ago. I remember listening to that then, and that was back in like 2012, you know, so very early 2013. And the show was still new, you know, and it was just like, back then, I remember thinking about the future, thinking, where's the show going to go? Where's the fandom going to go in the coming years? And now 15 years have passed already. And it's amazing. It really is. It's incredible, really, how much time has passed. Man, it's flew by. Especially, I feel like the past 6 years have flown by so fast. But, you know, I still love this fandom. I still love the fandom. I love the creativity in this fandom, and I love the people in this fandom. And I'm still here in this fandom. And to all the people that are still here, that, like, to all of you Bronies and Pegasisters that are still here watching me, I thank you for continuing to be here, for being here and all these years that you have been. And to the people that are still in this fandom, I love you guys. And hold on to your passion. Hold on to your creativity within this fandom. And even if there are some naysayers that come along that try to laugh or scoff at you, don't let them affect you. Continue with your passion. Continue with that drive. And thank you all. Fan fiction, fan art, music, animation, videos here on YouTube. Thank you all so much, both past and present. Thank you all so much for all those years, and for all the laughs and joy and humor and all that creativity. Thank you guys so much. And thank you to the people now, that just like the artists that did this fan art for my character. Thank you again so much for your talent, for your creativity, for the love and the passion that you put into the details for your characters and just the whole character design. Thank you so much. Thank you for doing this art of my OC. It means so much to me, and thank you for putting the time and effort into it. I really appreciate it. And again, thank you so much. Thank you for being the artist that you are and making such amazing art and putting so much love and detail into your characters. And that goes for so many people. For other fan artists out there, for the people that write such compelling and amazing fan fiction stories and develop amazing characters, like even OC characters and such. Not just the stories that focus on the main characters, but original characters too, you know, and to the animators and the musicians that continue to crank out music pertaining to the show and about the fandom. Thank you guys. Thank you all for all these years, and even now continuing with that passion and that creativity and keeping that creativity flowing like the free flowing river that it should be, because it should continue to flow. And thank you guys for continuing to let that flow and be the beautiful river that it is. It's something that I've always admired and loved so much about this fandom. Like, I can honestly say, like, the MLP fandom and the Sonic fandom are the only two fandoms that I can honestly say that I love looking up fan art and reading fan fiction. I love looking up fan art of OC characters for Sonic. I don't read any fan fiction for OCs, but I do look up fan art. But MLP, the MLP fandom, the Brony fandom, is the only fandom that I absolutely love looking up fan art of other characters and seeing the cute designs and creativity and reading the fan fiction about the characters. It's just amazing. And thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for all of that. And thank you again to the people that are still here. And thank you to the people that still care about this fandom like I do. And I love you guys. I still love this fandom. And thank you to all of you that are still here watching me as well. I know there's not as many around, but to you guys that are still here, be it you've been here for 10 years or just 1 year, thank you. And I really appreciate it. Know that I love you guys. I love all of you. And thank you so much. And even if we don't get to talk very much, still know that I care about you guys. Like, you guys, this fandom, the people in this fandom, you guys mean a lot to me. And the creativity in this fandom means a lot to me. The amazing, awesome works that this fandom has done means a lot to me. And so thank you all so much. And thank you for still being here and still supporting me, supporting my channel. And thank you for supporting others. Thank you for the love and kindness that you've shown others as well. And, you have inspired others. Like, even your fan fictions, your fan art, your music. I know that there are people that you have inspired to start doing the same thing, and they've grown into their own style. Because I was in the same boat. There were all those people that I mentioned that used to do reactions. Those people inspired me, and so here I am now. I would never say that I'm inspiring anybody, and I would honestly tell you, don't be inspired by me. I'm a complete bona fide buffoon. Don't be inspired by me. I'm an idiot. I'd be afraid if anybody was inspired by me. Don't be. Please look at other people, okay? Don't look at me. But I don't want to lead you off a cliff, okay? But again, thank you. And I also want to say thank you to the creators behind MLP, to Lauren Faust, Daniel Ingram, so many people, so many talented people behind MLP, and that kept the show going for so many years. Because, in all honesty, animated shows don't get the chance. A lot of animated shows don't get the chance to be around and have 9 seasons. Guys, we were blessed. We were blessed to have 9 seasons of that show. And it left such an impact on so many of us. And there are still people today, myself included, that the things that we learned, we still think about the episodes. I still think about the episodes of the show, some of the lessons that the characters learned and how it impacted those characters, and the things that I've done over the course of my channel, and, still take that into account today. I can't be the only one. I know there has to be a few other people out there that do. And, it's something that I carry with me. And I hope there are other people that do feel the same way. But again, thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed me rambling on about this. Thank you. And thank you again to everybody that watched. Hope you guys enjoyed. And I want to hear your thoughts in the comments as well. And again, if you're one of the naysayers that hates the fandom, don't bother commenting because you're just making yourself look bad. You know. But again, if you're still here, you know, like, please feel free to comment, so that other people can see that comment as well. You know, let your voice be heard. You know, if you're still here in this fandom, Brony, Pegasister, you know, you're still here. You know, you're still here in this fandom. And even if you don't get to do as much as you used to, but you still occasionally you crank out a fan fiction, you crank out a piece of art or something, you know, or a song, you know, let your voice be heard. You know, let your voice be heard. And if you want to, please feel free to comment on this video. Let your voice be heard to others. And heck, if you want to do a video too, please feel free. Link it below because I want to hear what you have to say. And let others hear your voice too. You know, in honor of the show celebrating its 15th anniversary. And while we're at it, let's celebrate the fandom. You know, let's celebrate the fandom being around all these years too, because it's still here too, you know. The show may have ended, but the fandom is still going on. Let's celebrate not just the show, but the fandom. And that's what I'm doing here. That's, you know, this video is not just to celebrate the show, but I'm celebrating the fandom too. So, congratulations to MLP for 15 awesome years. Sorry, well, for 10 awesome years, 9 awesome seasons, and 15 years on its 15th anniversary, and congratulations to the fandom as well for 14 awesome years. And this is my 13th anniversary, or 14th, depending on being in the fandom. So I do kind of consider myself a veteran because I have been here since 2013, maybe kind of late 2020, since very early 2012, maybe very late 2011. So if I can, I'd like to consider myself a veteran, but I haven't been here as long as some others, of course. But the fandom's been around now for 15 years, and I've been here for 13. So that's a really great honor. It really is, and I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that, and I hold that strong. I hold that high. And so thank you to all of you, and congratulations, big congratulations to the show, to the fandom. So, and yay for me being here for 13 years, you know, and to all of you that are still here, congratulations to all of you as well. It doesn't matter if you've been here 14 years, 15 years, 1 year, if you've been in this fandom, congratulations. So again, thank you guys. And again, thank you for joining me. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me hear your thoughts as well in the comments. And thank you guys. Congratulations. And hopefully I will see you guys in the next video that I do. Again, love you guys. Take care. God bless. And I will see you guys next time. Later. Stronger than the storm, I'll rise.